NOLI.
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 Who the heck is that guy? And why is that guy so popular? Okay, so welcome back to another video. Today is a pretty interesting one because I'm making NOLI, which prior from this I had zero idea who NOLI was, but clearly the internet knew what NOLI was. Holy crap, NOLI has blown up everywhere. I cannot look, I cannot breathe without NOLI being there in the background, which, you know, he seems pretty darn cool. In this video, I'm going to be adding to the character Nol and kind of expanding his lore. Hope you guys enjoy. For a while, it took me a while to know what to do with Nol, because half of him, right, is not disfigured, and the other half is very much disfigured, right? You know, he has a skull. Clearly there's an issue here. And I looked at a lot of his Roblox accessories, I looked at a lot of the stuff, what is up with it, you know, what is going on here. And I realized, why don't we have one side of him be like this armored looking, like coat, like armored with symbols and stuff like that on it, and then the other side of him be all burnt and like disfigured. That's kind of what I'm thinking. This is like my own interpretation of Nol. So I'm trying it out. We can change this. Anyways, if you're wondering, hey, you know, how are we thinking to make armor? Well, last time I actually made the Overseer armor, which you guys should go watch that video if you guys haven't. If you guys like the Overseer. I'm gonna just cut this guy in half and then morph this armor into the Nol armor that I want. And, you know, because I spent a month on this armor, by the way, guys. Okay, cut this. Then we want to cut this open. This was layered, guys. Like, this was multi-layered. Cut this. We Are Forsaken. Does anybody know where that's from? We Are Forsaken. Like, when did that start? That's my question, because I keep on hearing it, and I'm just like, why? Okay, so we're gonna have to cut off his head. Bonk. I have no head. Let's do this. We're trying to figure out and cutting all these pieces off because we're like, okay, so how does Nol want? What do we want Nol to look like? This one inspired me the most. It's so jazzy. Oh my god, look how many vertices. Oh my god. You will be Mr. Beast by the end of this? What do you mean you will be? This like minor little comment becomes very important later, and you'll see why. It's very shocking. Okay, so let me think. So I'm probably going to have to replace this with a humanoid body. Go ahead and do that real quick. Because we're making him realistic. You know, what would he look like if he was realistic? Let me just carve out this guy's eyeballs real quick. There we go. No, you guys don't want to see that, but, you know, I gotta do it. Let's go and make this 0, make it slightly bigger. This should all fit almost perfectly. There we go. So half of it doesn't fit, half of it does fit, which is fine. What we want is these hands to line up a decent amount. These are the most important part. These hands. There we go. Okay. Well, actually, interesting. So let me move this up, maybe. Yeah, that might work. And then we're gonna cut him in half. Boop, boop. Well, like half of him is that like other face. So I might honestly. Well, this is gonna be interesting. What I think I want to get off his. I want to take off his arm. You know, the casual thing that you say. I want to take off this guy's arm. I'm going to take off this guy's leg. And then we're going to take off his freaking head. Discombobulate. We discombobulated him. Okay. So, we have this kind of go on. Then I want to get him into a skull. This is just nice to have all this Blender stuff so you can pretty much just kind of relax about it. Oh, he got a big head. There we go. And there's the skull. And then we're going to have to wrap around. We're going to figure out the next situation because it's going to be interesting. I think it would be really cool if his body was connected by his bone. Like it wasn't actually his neck. Because in the original one, he doesn't have a neck, bro. He does not have a neck. He does not have a neck, bro. There we go. I want half of his neck to be showing just nothing inside of it. That would be really cool. Hey, yo, also this one's good. This one's so good. See, now look, he has this like, I'm gonna have half of his like skeleton coming out of it, right? That'd be really cool. And then we're gonna have them all ripped up, so that'll be interesting. Let's make sure that this is like, let's take all the textures out of this probably. Well, maybe not. I think only the lava texture, because that doesn't make sense. Metal and the lava texture. That doesn't make sense. There we go. And then we're going to slowly morph this guy into the terrifying man that you see. So I kind of want to make his face, I guess. Because it looks like it's just a mask. I worry about what Sneak's gonna do. Sneak is so cool. He's cool. He's cool. You guys don't know, but he's cool. Probably gonna cut off this part because that one doesn't make sense. Oh wait, I know it does. It does. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. I've never made like a clown face, but let's see. Let's create one eye. Yeah, I'm thinking. Well, we gotta make this realistic to his face, right? So pull this down around here. Kind of see where everything's going to be connected. He has a bit of a nose on his character, so I'm going to do that real quick. Such a good music, dude. It's crazy that this is a Roblox game. I just think it's crazy, guys. If you grew up when I grew up with Roblox, this was not it. I had Jailbreak, bro. Jailbreak was a good game, but like compared to now standards, like, oh my god, bro. Are we so upset? He's so upset. Look at him. He kind of looks all flat. It's kind of funny. Am I doing this wrong? I have a feeling I might be doing this wrong. He looks so unpleasant. I do not have a Discord server, sadly. That is a lot to keep up with, and I am not going to go back to jail. Okay. We'll just bro meme when I don't want to go to jail. You don't want to know. Maybe let's work on one side of his face. Let's see if that makes it better. Oh my goodness, sorry guys, that was a little bit of a bad angle for this character. I think we already have a better start from what we did last time. Foundation music, that's really good, honestly. Will I get copyrighted? Because I'll play it if I won't get copyrighted. I just don't want freaking YouTube at my door with a shotgun. Is that so bad? I want these two things to blend together. Okay, they're not wanting to blend together. Why not? Hello? I think it's because chalk doesn't actually look like that. Hold on, I'll show you guys. So it doesn't actually look like that. It looks like this. Here we go. That might be a better view. Okay, so if I now cut, it should be exact. Yeah, there you go. Or maybe I just have to cut like that. Okay, that's fine. No need to worry. No need to worry. I think I got this. Let's move this up inside of itself. Fixing a little bit of geometry here. And then use the merge by distance. And then it should look like this. Lovely. Lovely. Okay. Make that 0. Flat. And then pull this back. Move this down. One egg. What is one egg? What is one egg? Oh. Oh. I get it now. I get it now. One egg. I was confused. I am not confused anymore. Boom, 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 boom. He still has a freaking ginormous forehead. I'm gonna have to make it smaller. There we go. Okay, I think that looks pretty good actually. For like the start, of course. Let's do some multi-res. Boop. And then let's start doing some of that. A nose with toes and fingers scares me. You know what? You're correct. We could probably just burn them off. You saw it? Noel had 3 legs? What? Hold on. Let me go into just chatting. I'm gonna do some transition. Smooth transition. Everyone with me? Smooth transition. Right. Smooth transition. I'm changing screens to my tablet so I can do sculpting. Smooth transitions, everybody. Still very smooth transition. Okay, wasn't that such a smooth transition, guys? Start with smoothing up the radius a little bit. A lot of it, I mean. Let's see. So he looks like he has kind of like, these are a little bit showing. I'm gonna make it look like his flesh is kind of ripping. He's hot. No! God, Everyone stop that. No. He kind of looks like a burn victim. I know that sounds terrible, but he really does. Do we know any story in lore with that? Like, did he, when his, like, cult fell, was it burned to the ground? And he was inside of it? But he escaped death. Oh, creepy music. Okay. Right when I said that. You kind of just have to, like, freaking draw so much on him to make it look like he's all burnt up. I just realized that I'm kind of making purple guy. I'm making Springtrap. Like the inside of the Springtrap. Just give him a little hole for his stuff here. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just chilling out here now. I'm kind of in like the zone. We're gonna move away from the backside. Actually, you know what? I'm probably gonna sculpt that later. Because you guys get weird. Let me make this a bit flatter so it looks like, again, his muscle has been, like, kind of burnt off. Like, he doesn't have that much muscle. YouTube, don't ban me for whatever I'm doing right now. There's nothing there, guys. Please. Please. I'm just gonna... You know what? You know what, guys? Because, you know, there is a common theme that I accidentally made all my creatures really, really thick. You know what? Thickest by Bukius! Be gone! Haha! The first mistake I made was thinking I could challenge my audience by not giving them a buttocks that they wanted. I was so deeply wrong. Thou shalt not be thick! I have made his thickness disappear! He has not yet got! He has no got! No, he got no crack. He has nothing now, so how does that make you feel? You guys always want him to be thickest. He is not thick anymore. It has been dissipated. Bring it back. Bring it. Enormous. No. No, I'm not. It's staying exactly how it's staying right now. I hope that haunts you in your dream. Right now. You're insane! I'm turning off the music. I'm turning off the music. Everyone, I shall make this bigger. Oh my god! Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted, Sneak? Is this what you wanted? His glutes are insane! His glutes are insane! How does that look? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hide his gluteus maximus in his armor. Yeah, so that happened. It's, pretty absurd. Again, thank you, Sneak. You know who you are, and you're insane, but thank you. For the rest of the stream, I just hung out with you guys, and I made the mask, and we just chatted, and you guys mainly yelled at me about what the Void Star is, which I thought that was his little thing that he holds, but no, it's his crown, so I figured that out, and I made a pretty good replica, I think, to the crown. But let's get into the next day of recording this NOLI stuff. My lord, that was insane. I was thinking, last night, how am I going to make this armor make sense? Because in the original model, he's kind of naked, I would say. Like, he's a Roblox player. He's just a normal Roblox player, complete, like, black side, right? If I look at this, and he has one side that's completely black, and then the other side that's purple. And you can kind of see it here too. But it's just like, you can even see like a knee here. Like what? Like he's naked a little bit, which is kind of a weird thought to think about. I don't really know. Someone in the chat said that he blew up half of himself with the star or whatever that he holds, right? And it right here, star, he blew himself up with this because of the power or whatever, blew half of his body up. And I was like, okay, that's pretty interesting. I like that idea. So I took that idea and I made it where he was wearing the armor, and the armor was what protected him. That's why he's still alive, of course, kind of like half dead, half alive. This star blew up right here and then made the armor blend or like melt into his body, where now his armor and him is fused together. So if you're taking off the armor, you're also taking off his skin and his flesh. So that's kind of like a cool thought to have, I feel like, especially because like I wanted it to be more of this like cult-like figure. My audience is amazing. It just sometimes they make the most concerning things. I've gotten a lot of DMs recently. Very happy that I added this gluteus maximus. So let me go ahead and start blending this. It's so hard to like just mess around and I like trying to figure out his butt. Oh my god, his front side looks pretty good. So I might, you know, do some sculpting of my own. Do that. I also figured out that like if I take off his armor real quick, I actually disconnected his arm here because no one's gonna see it. But it made like my sculpting disappear, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But yeah, this looks pretty good. Like also he doesn't have a foot here. You can see here he doesn't have a foot because no one's gonna see it really, right? Also, this is kind of what I have for skin right now, which I'm gonna be changing. The armor is this like dark purple with black, which shows up very subtly, kind of like, see, you get this like nice little purple armor. Then his flesh is this kind of like zombie flesh right now, but we will change that very soon. It will be closer to the like light purple, I guess it has very light purple. And then on the top here, I love the crown, and I'm going to make the crystals probably a different color. Like, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe amethyst, that would be kind of cool. Amethyst, that would make more sense. Maybe even an amethyst skull, that'd be kind of cool. Also, the mask is looking very nice. I feel like he's looking very good right now. I like it a lot. I might do some sculpting. I'm probably gonna mess around with the shading right now because I don't love the shading right now. The coloring, I guess. The chance I might not even need to sculpt that because the coloring and the bump map. So I use a bump map for a lot of the stuff. So if I take off the bump, now it's just the sculpting. But the sculpting is very detailed and nice, where it makes it look like it's rotting, right? And like it's all burnt and god, that butt is a jump scare. But you can see here without the bumps, which is like, you know, a bumpy surface, it adds a lot of detail with the bumps. See, look at that detail. Ooh, no bumps, bump. So it adds a lot of detail. Let me go ahead and start coloring it. This flesh color, which I call it zombie flesh, I actually have where it's creating scars. So let me go ahead and make those scars deeper. Pretty sure there's a way to do that. Yeah, there we go. Let me spread these scars and then make them deeper. Oh, that is intense. I want you to be able to see his flesh just like coming through. Yeah. It's very painful to be him, I would imagine. So I think I have too much scarring. There we go. Now with that. Oh my god. I might have to censor this. But look at that. Definitely not fun. That is a very strong purple. Hold on. Maybe if I... Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Almost the exact same color though. I don't love that. Okay, that kind of looks good with the burn marks. I want this to be very deep red. Maybe a little bit of pink. I don't really know how I'm gonna do the mask because it's such a iconic piece of him. This is pink. I do have a plastic texture that I could try, or painted. Maybe, let's see if this works. I don't love it. I don't love it. Let me keep on looking. Make it more subtle. I don't think it looks terrible. Let's keep on trying. Let's give it some ambient occlusion too, so that we can cover that black up. Actually looks a lot better than expected. Let's start making that gem. So I don't even think I have a gem texture. Let me see if I can go make that real quick. Okay, so I've kind of created this own little crystal thing, my own little crystal thing. It has smudges and dirt smudges on it right here, as you can see. Of course, like, who is gonna see that? It's just very minor detail, very little detail that I wanted to add. Very cool little crystal. Amethyst kind of fits him, so with all that, it fits at least the purple aesthetic. Yeah, you can look at him at full. There you go. Looks pretty darn creepy. I'm still making tweaks to him, but this is what I got right now. Because this kind of reminded me of a clown right here, I was thinking that it would make sense if he had these stripes on him. So I put stripes for fun. That's just my own design. Got stripes down here. I changed his boot to be thinner. He's not a very big guy, right? So he's kind of skinny and scrawny with his, messy, horrible, freaking terrible muscles. Also thick. But what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna have his flesh kind of connected, like hanging here. And then his flesh also kind of connected and hanging here too. And I think I need to create that star, his star right here. And I gave him the star, like, look, these look similar because he's stars. He's all about this, like, void stars and stuff like that, right? Let's start making the flesh folds, I guess. Gross. What I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna have his, like, cheekbone right here, right? Or his cheek flesh still attached. Like, there we go. And then what we want to do, kind of into that. Make one cut here. Make one cut here. And kind of cut into it here. Bridge edge loops. There we go. There we go. So we kind of got a start of the flesh here. Start working on this. Got to bring out my beautiful curve. I love the curve modifier. It's a beautiful thing. Might not look like much right now, but it will. It will be a lot. Okay, so we got this, like, gross little thing here. Now, if we all convert this into an object, put down here to convert, boom, and then you click on one and you say Control J. You join them all into objects. You now have this kind of, like, gross little thing here. It looks very natural, I guess. Naturally gross. I don't know. Then I'm gonna go put a multi-surface division on it. Boom. Now I can, really make it look gross and yucky. But yeah, so that's what the two things I want. It's very simple, like his gums and that. And then I'm gonna go and sculpt it and do a little bit of sculpting on his body too. So I'll be right with you guys in a moment. Yeah, it looks like it's more mixed. Yucky. And now what I need to do is grab both of these and then go here and say copy to selected. Now it all works. The gums kind of blend in there, which I could probably make it a different color, these gums. But yeah, no, that looks real good. Let's go back into non-sculpting mode. Okay, so what I need to do is create the star, right? Like this. Go here and then, like, cut here and then cut here. Both of these. And then do mirror, mirror, extrude this. Actually put this in just like that. See how we're getting that star shape here? Then, from what I understand, is that it's kind of like a 3D object. So it has dimension like this. So the way I'm going to do it is a little bit probably differently than they're going to do it. Maybe. But it's so bright that I don't think it really matters. There we go. So we have that dimension, right? And then we can do a simple circle probably. Or square. Let's just do square for now. Very middle of it. Connecting all of the main pieces together. Yeah, I don't think it needs a lot of subdivisions because it's going to be so small. There we go. Now we create this, which looks pretty weird from the outside. But if I put an emission modifier on it, there we go. Now it won't look so weird. See? It looks exactly like, or at least similar. And if I angle it, see? It has that weird shape. Similar. They have a little bit of a bigger, like, circle, which, in my opinion, looks a little bit weird. But if they want, if that's more accurate, then I might just do that. Because that doesn't look too bad. There we go. So now he has a star. Look at that. And I think I just have to do rigging. I'm thinking about what I need to do, and I think mainly just rigging, lighting, and rendering. And then special effects, whatever. And finalizing, of course. But I think that's it. Okay, I'm gonna skip all of the rigging, all of the lighting, all that stuff, because it's a lot. Now, if you guys really don't want me to skip this type of stuff, please do tell me, because it is a lot to edit this video and get it kind of small and short down, you know, and at least understandable for you guys. And sometimes I want to just go into like a deep dive, but if you guys haven't realized already, we're close to 30 minutes. Isn't that crazy? So I want to just like come here and talk about what I did, why I did it, you know, certain stuff. There's 3 poses I made in the back here, which are, one of them is like him holding it out, like him holding out his star as like normal, like typically you see in game. And then there's another one where I have him like having his hand on his face. And then the last one, I took off his mask and I like made him scream at the camera. Each one of these are inspired by different stuff. Like the last one is inspired by Springtrap, and the second one is inspired because he has a glowing mask, and I thought it'd be really cool to kind of like show all this like cool glowy mask creepiness. So, you know, tell me what you thought about the different poses in the description. Tell me about what you thought about the model itself. Should I add a cape? Should I add a hood to him? And I also photoshopped him and added effects, and I actually created a really cool image that you guys can see. And of course, if you guys want to download that image, then you guys are more than welcome to go ahead and get the membership to my YouTube, and you'll be able to download that image. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna probably end the video here because it has been a ride. It's been a long time, and I've really enjoyed making Null, and I can't wait to continue making pressure stuff or Forsaken stuff. Of course, tell me what I should make next and down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoy the beauty shots. Okay, so that's a wrap on this video. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Again, I see you, Tom, in the background that skipped to the end. I'm watching you. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And please, have an amazing rest of your morning, afternoon, or night. Peace out.